It actually took a very short time. As a matter of fact, about 13 days to pass the bill. That's from the making of the bill up to the passage of the bill. Now, let us look at what the controversial pension scheme now, pension for the governor and of course his deputy contains. First, you have, it says that is when the governor leaves office. Now, by the way, you should know that. Now, the bill says that the governor must get a mansion, a 5-bedroom, of course, house, a mansion either in Abuja or Akwa Ibom State. He gets a new official car once every 4 years. The governor also gets a utility vehicles once every 4 years. He gets a personal aid, adequate security for his person, and then the governor gets 26,684,460 naira annually. That's his annual pension for life. So at the end of every year, of course, that is broken down into 12 months. And when you break that down into 12 months, you're getting 2-point-something million naira. So the governor collects 26.6 million naira as his annual pension for life. The deputy governor gets 25.3 million naira as his annual pension for life, whoever the deputy governor is. And then the governor also gets 5 million naira for cook, chauffeur, and of course security guards. 5 million naira. And some people have been questioning that because they say, how much exactly would the cook and these other guys collect? I mean, that's just up for debate. And the governor gets 2 million naira for cook, chauffeur, and of course, security guards. Now, that's not all. Let's continue. The governor and the spouse gets 100 million naira for medical services annually. Now, that is generating a lot of controversy. What about the deputy governor? What does she get? Or what does he get? By the way, the current deputy governor of the state, I think, is a female. I'm not so sure. The deputy governor and the spouse gets 30 million naira for medical services annually. Now, the governor's wife gets 12 million naira allowance if she survives her husband. Now, what that basically means is that if a former governor dies, as the governor has left office, because this is the benefits, the pension benefits of a former governor of Akwa Ibom State. So if the governor, for instance, dies and the wife survives him, what the governor's wife gets is 12 million naira allowance annually. And then, apart from that, there's 300% furniture allowance, 300% vehicle maintenance and fueling, 100% yearly utility, 100% entertainment allowance, of course, and then something wrong with that spelling there. And then you have the state now is to bear the costs of ex-governor's funeral. So if a former governor dies, the state takes responsibility for the funeral. Now, condolence allowance is also given to the next of kin, which is the equivalent of the governor's salary. And of course, security guards are also given to the next of kin. Now, how long did it take to pass this bill? It took just 13 days, as I said earlier. The bill was actually sent by the governor May 15, 2014. The House, that's the clerk of the House, now confirms receipt May 19, 2014. Bill was passed 26th of May, 2014. The governor gave his assent May 28, 2014, and no public hearing was held.
And since I left office today, nobody has paid me 1 naira. I've not received 1 naira.
Is it that you have not made the request?
No, I said I've not received 1 naira, either directly or indirectly. Nobody has supported me in any way or anything because you said that's why I'm looking very good. I'm only looking very good because for me, I had a temporary office which I served and moved on with my life, and to God be the glory. Remember, you have somebody who has worked for 35 years, going home on 50,000 a month. And somebody, I don't want to say came from nowhere, like me, put in 4 years, and he's taking 500 million a year. So this woman in 1 year will earn 600,000, and I will earn 500 million. He's not even taking 1% on that. That is my own worry. So it's not how much you pay a retired university professor a month. Maybe about 200, 300,000. How much do you pay this for you to be a professor in a university? You must have spent 15 years, 20 years. So you can go on and on. How much do you pay other people who have worked so hard?
Paying their pensions back
completely. If you finish, you just go home. Even with the pension, now questions, what are they paying themselves when they're in office? If they can pay themselves this when they have left. Nobody can tell you. You were doing something before you came to be a governor. That's as simple as it is. Before I came to become governor, before I became governor of Anambra State, I was doing something. With the level it is now, it should be scrapped completely. And that's not. When you finish, you've served faithfully for 8 years. Go back to what you were doing before you came.
I'm sure you heard the narrator. Now, for some clarity, the Akwa Ibom State governor, as at that time, that the narrator was referring to is actually the current Senate president. So he was the Akwa Ibom State governor that signed that bill into law. That video was as at 2014 before they left office. All right, so I just needed to bring that background. Now, you saw the narrator, or you heard the narrator. You heard what he said. Now, few things that he said. Number one is that that law took 13 days. He said it took only 13 days. And then he also said that there was no public hearing. So they just did it on their own, and then they just signed it into law. And then one thing again that I saw in that law that is funny is that they have what they call condolence allowance. Paraventure, the governor, leaves the earth. They pay the next of kin what they call condolence allowance. So, well, in summary, you can see